Hi, I'm Andrew, and welcome to the Neon Knitter. So this is going to be episode 18 of the Neon Knitter podcast. So I have a finished object, a whip, and an acquisition. So I'm going to start with the finished object. Now, I finished this while I was at my treatment program, but I just blocked it about a week ago, and I wasn't going to film this until I blocked it. This is the Building Block Shawl by Stephen West. I will insert a photo on the screen of it on my blocking mats because that can show you just how wide it is, because if I take this off and hold it up for you guys, you're not going to be able to see the whole thing because it's so wide. Now, for my blocking mats, I just use those kids foam play mats. They're actually ones I had when I was little. They were in the basement. They were disgusting. I just brought them upstairs and cleaned them up, and I use them for my blocking mats. So, yeah, and I had to line 5 of those up in a straight line in order to have enough space to block this. And I've never had to use nearly that much space before. I've never had a shawl so wide. But the Building Block Shawl, this was the 2016 West Knits MCAL. And if you guys are not new here and you've been here a while, you will maybe remember that I'm trying to knit all the past West Knits MCALs. So I have got a bunch left to do, but I am making a pretty significant dent in that goal. So, I used Madeline Tosh Merino Light for this project. And I can pop a photo of my yarns on the screen as well so that you guys can see that. Just because I don't have my leftovers super handy right now to hold up and show you. But my color A is this variegated one here. It's this I-cord on the bottom, and it's striped in here, and it's in other sections too. It is called Cotton Candy Daydreams. Color B is the purple, which is ultramarine violet. Color C is Fiddle Neck, which was a collab color with Shibui Knits back in 2020. So that color is not being made anymore. And then we have color D, which is somewhere here. Let me see if I can find it. Well, it's one of the colors in this brioche section. It's the pinky one. And it is called Mars in Retrograde. But yeah, not only is Fiddle Neck discontinued, Cotton Candy Daydreams is also discontinued, so they only make Ultramarine Violet and Mars in Retrograde still. But I'll have the picture of the yarns on the screen so you guys can see it better. But yeah, so that is my finished object. And as of this video, I have not gotten to go model it yet. Once I do, I will update the thumbnail for this video to show me modeling it, but the background I found that would be perfect for this is a couple hours away from my house, so that might be a while before I get to it, unless I find a background that's good enough closer to my house, but we'll see. So I haven't modeled this yet, but yeah. Okay. So now let's move on to whips. Technically, I have 2 active whips at the moment, but I'm not going to be showing you my Go-Go Dynamo Shawl, West Knits MCAL, because I'm almost done with Clue 2, and then I'll get that video up, and you'll see my progress then. So I'm going to show you my other whip that I started right when I finished this, before MCAL. I haven't worked on this since MCAL started, But as soon as I finish the MCAL, then I will continue on this. I started this while I was away at my treatment. But this is a sweater that I started. Let me see here if I can figure out the front from the back on this. Well, it doesn't matter right now. I'll just hold it up. This is the Ribs and Stripes yoke sweater by the Yarnspirations Design Studio. And I bought the yarn for this project several years ago. I think it might have been like 2021 when I bought the yarn. I don't know. Finally getting around to knitting this. I'm using the exact yarn in the exact colors called for in the pattern. And it is Caron Colorama. This was back when Yarnspirations did the Ogo yarn, which, by the way, I am okay with the fact that they don't make Ogos anymore. I thought they were very gimmicky, and I'll pop a photo on the screen so you can see what it is. It's supposed to be tangle-free, but I don't know. I ended up winding mine into balls, to be honest. I literally bought the yarn because I was obsessed with the sweater. I saw the pattern and was like, I need this in my life, and I want to use the exact yarn called for, so I have the same colors. So, yeah. But the yarn would have been a couple bucks cheaper if they had just wound it into regular skeins, to be honest. But this is 100% acrylic. It's a bulky number 5 weight. The pinks are a self-striping skein called Lippy. And literally what you do is you cut apart the colors. Now I'm supposed to do, now it's a free pattern, so it's not a big deal if I say parts of it, because it's a free pattern, so it's not like I'm telling you stuff for a paid for thing. But you do 4 rounds of ribbing in each color, and then you repeat the sequence. I started running out of some of my colors, so I started doing shorter stripes towards the end of the yoke, but so my yoke might be a little shallower than I wanted it to be, but that's okay because it fits me just fine. I've tried it on a couple times already, so yeah. And then the body is the black, gray, and white. So, well, due to my color blindness, of which I mentioned in my Fall Fiber Fair video, I actually can't tell if it's white or pink. I think somebody told me it was pink. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. It might be white. I don't know. Anyways, the black is called Biker Jacket. The gray is Pave the Way, and the white is Sticky Rice. So yeah, again, it's all Caron Colorama Ogo. Yeah, I'm getting there on the body. I'm almost done with the body. I will say the entire body is purled. All pearls. Which, honestly, isn't as bad as I thought it would be. Also, the pattern calls for size 10.5, 6.5 millimeter needles. And I got gauge on my 7 millimeter needles. So, yeah. So I got gauge on 10.75, 7 millimeters, so yeah. So that could maybe have something to do with me running out of yarn on the yoke. I don't know. But again, honestly, that means mine will just be unique, which is a good thing. So, yeah. Anyways, the majority of it is done in the correct color sequence, but I still did the colors in the same order. But, yeah. Anyways, so that is my current whip that I am sharing with you guys. That I will go back to when Go-Go Dynamo is done. Okay, now I'm going to share my acquisition. So, this acquisition, I have multiple acquisitions, but if you'd like to see the yarn I bought at Fall Fiber Fair, hop back and watch that video. And if you'd like to see the yarns I purchased at Three Kittens Needle Arts and at Rose Yarn Co., hop back and watch those two videos. Just because I didn't feel like going to grab all of it. Because I only had so much time to film this right now, so. But the acquisition I will share with you, bear with me here, is this. I don't know anything about this yarn whatsoever. I got it for free. It was unwound like this, and there was no label. So once a month, it's always the fourth Wednesday of the month, at the library in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota, I go to a craft circle, and they they have what's called the Innovation Lab, which is really cool, I think. It's on the third floor, and basically they have, all for free, they have sewing machines, a 3D printer, a leather cutter thingy, whatever. They have a laser engraver. They have a recording studio. They have video editing software. Yeah, they have all sorts of things. They have knitting supplies, crochet supplies, sewing supplies, all sorts of stuff, and so they have a whole bin of buttons you can use, a whole bin of yarn, all sorts of things. I think that's really cool, and I go to the craft circle the fourth Wednesday of the month, and every now and again I'll dig through the yarn just to see what's what. Again, if it's something I think that like a beginner knitter or like one of their like average people that come in would use, I will leave it there. Also, I always ask permission before I take something. But when I saw this, I was like, this is in a hank. It's like a single ply fingering. It feels like wool, I think, or some natural fiber. It's kind of a tweed, a burgundy. I still haven't figured out how much is in it. I will definitely figure that out. But yeah, but basically how do I say this? I saw this yarn and asked them if I could have it, because I'm like, it doesn't look like something that a beginner would use, and they're like, yeah, go for it. So so that is how I got this. So yeah, that is my acquisition I have. And so, yeah, it's really all I have to share with you guys for this episode. Again, if you want to see my other acquisitions, hop back to the videos I mentioned earlier, and you will see those. So, anyways, I'm Andrew. Thank you for checking in here at the Neon Knitter, and I will see you in my next video.